the tide rules. Everything goes according to the tide, including the fishing. The going out, the coming in. Hey, Donald?
Yeah, that's right. It's on a 12-hour cycle, and it changes every day. So we have to go out in the high tide and come back in the high tide. And as a consequence of that, we have to, and there's very high tides here, 30, 35 feet a day in the height, and that's a huge difference here. So the guides know where to take us because you won't catch fish in flat water. The char want to be where there's a current. So when the tide's going out, we fish in different rapids, at the edge of the rapids, and then several hours later, geez, it's reversed, and we have to change places and fish somewhere else.
Yeah, the current created by the moving tide is so strong that you actually feel like you're fishing on a river.
You have to move all the time, and the guides are very conscious of the changing tides because you have to be careful because when it goes down significantly, and it can make rapids where before you were driving over these rocks and all of a sudden there's huge rapids. But I have absolute confidence in them because they've done this for years. They grew up here.
Yeah, they sure know where the fish are. These fish are so, they're so terribly aggressive, eh?
Yeah.
You can catch them with just about anything. But a true favorite that seems to really turn them on is the Millbrook. Millbrook, it's a smelt pattern, eh?
Yeah. Oh, that's awesome.
That was awesome.
It's a variation on the Magog smelt, isn't it?
It is, yeah, with the jungle cockeyes, yeah.
And on the side here, I guess it looks like an eye, so the fish are very aggressive when they see that it looks like a small bait fish, eh?
That might make a difference.
Yeah.
And I had quite a bit of success with this double bunny. This is made with 2 rabbit strips. 2 rabbit strips glued together.
Yep.
With contact cement. Just a little bit of crystal flash to add some shine to it. My favorite color, though, is the one that's got the gray on the back and the white on the belly. The fish seem to like that size of fly. I mean, they really, really are aggressive toward it. And the color is important, but I think it's the action, right?
Yeah, the action. When it's wet, eh? This just goes back and forth, maybe like a sand eel or something. I don't know. And the great thing about these flies, they're indestructible. You can catch like 50 fish, which often happens in a morning here, and the fly is still good.
And those big muddlers, I had lots of fun with the big muddlers. Right on the surface, they would just hammer it from sideways. Sometimes 2, 3 fish would come at it at once, you know. Big muddlers like that.
Yeah.
I don't know if the little bit of orange has anything to do by making it more effective, but geez, the action sure turns them on.
And what about Joe Smelt there?
Joe Smelt is always good here. Got a couple on Joe Smelt just for the heck of it yesterday.
Yeah.
You know, just to try it. It's fun to change fly and try something different, you know. And yes, though, Joe Smelt is a great pattern here also. I heard you had quite a bit of action with those dry flies.
I found out that by skittering them across the surface, I'd skitter this, which is just, pulling it across the surface, and the fish would charge after it, but, only about 20% of the time would they take it. But when I put on the big dry bomber and skittered it, as soon as I stopped, they hammered it. Just unbelievable. They'd stick their head right out of the water and bang.
Just those big salmon bombers, eh?
Yeah. Typically when we're fishing for Atlantic salmon with these dry flies, we fish them dead drift. But fishing them dead drift here, I didn't have any takes. So I skittered them on the surface, just pulled them along the top so they made a wake, and you could see sometimes 4 or 5 char coming after it. And as soon as I stopped, they just opened their mouths and they just hammered it.
Yeah.
It was unbelievable.
What a thrill, eh?
Yeah, it's just, this is the greatest. You're catching char with a dry fly. There's nothing better than that.